Dear 4th semester students, today I will discuss about the Plasmodium vivax and its life cycle. Though we have completed it in the class, still we will again discuss over it. So, this Plasmodium vivax is a protozoal parasite and is a genus of the protozoa belonging to subphylum Sporozoa. And member of the genus Plasmodium are actually collectively known as malarial parasites because they cause the febrile disease called malaria. We all know about the four species of Plasmodium that are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium falciparum, known to cause different types of malaria in men, but this Plasmodium vivax is the most common of the human infecting malarial parasite, and it is found in the subtropical and temperate areas of the world. And most importantly, this Plasmodium vivax malaria results in around 70 to 80 million clinical infections around the world each year. ভাবো প্রত্যেক বছর প্লাজমোডিয়াম ভাইভ্যাক্স কি পরিমাণে ইনফেকশন তৈরি করে থাকে, and it causes a huge burden globally. In some communities, young children have bouts of Plasmodium vivax every 3 to 4 weeks, leading to a huge burden of disease in individual families and communities, especially in the African countries. And it is the predominant species having the ability to relapse from dormant liver stages, makes it is much harder to eliminate. And it is now a major public health challenge, major research challenge for the Central and South America, the Middle East, Central and Southeast Asia, Africa, where almost 2.8 billion people are currently at risk of infection. So this occurs because of Plasmodium vivax parasites that can lie dormant in the liver as hypnozoites, reactivating weeks, months, or even years after their initial infection. প্রথম ইনফেকশন করে ওরা চুপচাপ বসে থাকলো, কিছু নড়াচড়া নেই, অনেক দিন পরে দেখা যাবে ইনফেকশনের সিমটমগুলো আস্তে আস্তে বেরোতে লেগেছে। এখন যেরকম আমাদের এই করোনা ভাইরাসের ক্ষেত্রে দেখা যাচ্ছে, কবে ইনফ্যাক্ট হয়েছিল সে নিজেও জানে না, সবাই অ্যাসিম্পটোমেটিক। দেখা যাচ্ছে 1.5 মাস পরে 2 মাস পরে suddenly symptom আসছে। Coronavirus is different and Plasmodium vivax is different, but think যে Plasmodium vivax ইনফেকশন তৈরি করে বডিতে চুপচাপ বসে থাকতে পারে এবং অনেক দিন পরে ইনফেকশনগুলোর সিমটম বাইরে বেরিয়ে আসতে পারে। এবং এই কারণে প্লাজমোডিয়াম ভাইভ্যাক্সকে কন্ট্রোল করা এবং এলিমিনেট করা খুব টাফ দেন টু এলিমিনেট দ্য প্লাজমোডিয়াম falciparum. Then coming to the morphological part, This Plasmodium vivax causes benign tertiary malaria, so called, because the paroxysm of fever occurs every other day and the disease is rarely fatal. So it's an endoparasite which lives within the red blood corpuscles of human, to whom it is transmitted by bite of an infected female mosquito. It is here you can see the trophozoite stage of the protozoa Plasmodium vivax. It is a mature feeding and growing intracellular parasite in human, and in trophozoite stage it has large amoeboid cytoplasm. And cytoplasm is granular and vacuolated, and it contains endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, food vacuoles, mitochondria, Golgi complex, and the food vacuole contain hemozoin. Then concentric body which is attached to double layered plasma lemma have mitochondrial function. And the ability of Plasmodium vivax to remain in the circulation is thought to be possible because of the increased plasticity of the infected reticulocytes that is observed as the parasites develop, which is actually in contrast to the increased rigidity that occurs for Plasmodium falciparum. Okay, this was about the morphological part. Then coming to the main portion, that is the malaria. Malaria is a, in simple sense, is a vector borne disease. And here the benign tertiary malaria is the vector borne disease, where the causative organism is Plasmodium vivax and the vector is female Anopheles mosquito. And this malaria is transmitted to people of transmits to people of all ages and bitten by female and Anopheles mosquito. Then young children and pregnant women in high transmission areas are at large risk. ইয়ং চিলড্রেনের ক্ষেত্রে প্রেগনেন্ট ওমেনদের ক্ষেত্রে ট্রান্সমিশন রিস্কটা একটু বেশি থাকে, কারণ এদের ক্ষেত্রে এদের ইমিউনিটি পুয়ার থাকে, আর ইমিউনিটি প্রেগনেন্ট ওমেনদের ক্ষেত্রে ইমিউনিটি কম্প্রোমাইজড থাকে। আর ইয়ং চিলড্রেনের ক্ষেত্রে তো ইমিউনিটি টু জাস্ট গ্রো করতে শুরু হয়, তো তাদের তখন ইমিউনিটি সেরকম কিছু থাকে না, তাই জন্যে এরা ট্রান্সমিশনের ক্ষেত্রে রিস্কে থাকে। And man develops disease after 10 to 14 days of being bitten by an infective mosquito. And this benign or tertiary malaria is characterized by a 48-hour cycle between the first malarial fever and subsequent recurrence of chills and fever. Now coming to the life cycle part. The life cycle of Plasmodium vivax is basically very complicated, complex, and being digenetic, it is completed in two hosts. The asexual cycle is passed in men by a process termed schizogony, and it is a type of asexual reproduction which involves multiple fissions, during which the nuclear divisions are completed before cytoplasmic division begin, and the sexual cycle is completed in the final host or the vector, the female Anopheles mosquito, involving gametogony and sporogony. Here gametogony is concerned with the production and fusion of the gametes, whereas the sporogony is the post-zygotic multiplication resulting in the formation of infective stage, that is the sporozoites. Okay, which is found in the salivary glands of the female mosquito. And this is the whole life cycle of malaria. Now coming to the intracorporeal phases, which involves repeating cycles of asexual multiplication, that is schizogony. Schizogony takes place in two stages. First one is in liver cells, that is called liver schizogony, and the second one is in erythrocytes, that is erythrocytic schizogony. And the phase begins with inoculation of parasites to human body by the mosquito. মশাটা যখন কামড় দিল তোমার বডিতে, প্যারাসাইটটা ইনোকুলেট হয়ে গেল, and the sporozoite looks like a minute thread-like curved forms with tapering ends and an elongated central nucleus. Coming to the liver schizogony or pre-erythrocytic schizogony or pre-erythrocytic cycle, which duration of which is 8 days generally. Here, when the sporozoites enters the blood, it remains active for about half an hour and disappears from the blood circulation. রক্তে ঢোকার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে, শরীরের ভেতরে ঢোকার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে ওরা অলমোস্ট হাফ এন আওয়ার অ্যাক্টিভ থাকে, তারপর আস্তে আস্তে ব্লাড সার্কুলেশনের মধ্যে ওরা ডিসঅ্যাপিয়ার হয়ে যায়. Then it enters into the parenchymal cells of the liver to escape the phagocytic action of the leukocytes. Leukocytes যাতে এগুলোকে খেয়ে ফেলতে না পারে, এগুলোকে ডিসকার্ড করে দিতে না পারে, তাই জন্য ওরা প্যারেনকাইমাল সেলের ভেতরে ঢুকে যায়. লিভারের যে প্যারেনকাইমাল সেলস আছে এগুলোর ভেতরে ঢুকে যায়. Then the sporozoites in the liver cell grow in size and become spherical in shape, called the schizons. The nucleus of schizon multiply asexually by multiple fission and forms thousands of merozoites, and this gives pressure to the wall of the liver cell, and by which the liberated out in the form of cryptozoites or cryptomerozoites through ruptured liver cell. And the process of formation of many cryptozoites from the single sporozoites in the liver cell is called the pre-erythrocytic schizogony. Okay. Then erythrocytic schizogony. Erythrocytic schizogony or endoerythrocytic cycle. Here the cryptozoites are ready to infect the fresh liver cell where they grow and become seasoned. The same process is repeated several times, and the liberated merozoites in this phase are called metacryptozoites. Then the metacryptozoites enter the red blood cell to start the erythrocytic phase, while the micro metacryptozoites basically enters the red blood cell to start the erythrocytic phase, while the macro metacryptozoites infects the fresh liver cells to continue exoerythrocytic phase. And the erythrocytic cycle basically starts when the micro metacryptozoites enter into erythrocytes. A single metacryptozoite enters into single RBC, single red blood cell, and passes through trophozoite stage. That is the signet ring stage, amoeboid stage, and the seasoned stage. When metacryptozoites invade the RBC, it becomes rounded with large nucleus and grows in size by ingesting hemoglobin of the corpuscles. আরবিসির হিমোগ্লোবিনকে গিলে খেয়ে ওরা আস্তে আস্তে সাইজে বেড়ে যায়. And this stage of the parasite is called the trophozoite stage. Inside the trophozoite, a large non-contractile vacuole appears, which pushes the nucleus towards periphery and forms a ring-like structure known as the signet ring stage. The trophozoite enlarges and vacuole starts disappearing and develops pseudopodial processes, that is, development of pseudopodia occurs in the cytoplasm and changed into amoeboid stage, and the stage is also called the amoeboid stage. And this stage fed on the hemoglobin of the red blood corpuscles. During the feeding, the hemoglobin break down into hematine and globin, and the globin is absorbed by the cell, and the hematine is deposited in the form of hemozoin, that is the toxic malarial pigment. The amoeboid trophozoite, after feeding, becomes rounded and grows in size and becomes erythrocytic seasoned. And the asexual multiplication takes place in seasoned and forms merozoites, which give pressure to the wall of the weak RBC and liberated out in the form of erythrocytic merozoites. Here, the merozoites are arranged towards the periphery due to the presence of hemozoin at the center, and the arrangement is just like the arrangement of the rose petal, and that is why this stage is also called rosette stage. And some numerous yellowish eosinophilic granules appears in the cytoplasm of the host corpuscles, which are called Schuffner granules, and These dots are actually believed to be the antigen secreted by the parasites. And the formation of merozoite process completes about 48 hours. It takes about 48 hours to complete the formation of merozoites, and many merozoites enter the fresh RBC and repeat the erythrocytic cycle. Sometimes uh, sometimes some merozoites produced after erythrocytic cycle invade the liver cell and undergo another schizogonic development in the liver cell, which is also called post erythrocytic cycle. Okay, here we have to remember one thing about hypnozoites. Hypnozoites are the trophozoites which remain dormant for longer periods and multiply at a later time, and these are responsible for relapse malaria. Then see the different structure of different phases of Plasmodium vivax. This is the ring structure, this is the trophozoite structure, this is the schizont structure, and this is the gametocyte structure. Next is our formation of gametocytes. After some generation of erythrocytic cycle, some of the merozoites invade the new RBC and they grow in size but do not develop into schizonts. Instead, they develop into gametocytes. Then again, gametocytes are of two types: the macrogametes or female gametocytes, and the microgametes or male gametocytes. Here the macrogametes actually have reserved food material and the cytoplasm is dark in color, but the microgametes lack reserved food and stains faintly. Further development of gametocyte stop in men and only possible in mosquito due to its low temperature. Okay, and this is the infective stage to the mosquito. See the asexual cycle in men here. First sporozoite, then hepatocyte form in the trophozoite, then pre-erythrocytic schizont, then hepatic merozoites which discharge into RBC, then hepatic merozoites inside RBC, that is ring form, an immature schizont, mature schizont, and erythrocytic merozoite which further divided into which further again converted into the gametocytes of male and female. Then coming to the extra corporal phase, which is in the midgut of the mosquito. Ingested human RBC breakdown and release gametocyte. And the developmental cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito, that is a cycle of Ross, takes 7 to 10 days and completed in 3 stages, that are gametogony, syngamy and sporogamy, which occurs in the gut world, whereas the gametogony and syngamy occurs in the mid-gut cavity. In gametogony, gametocytes give rise to haploid gametes, that are microgametocytes, long flagellated motile, and macrogametocytes. And which is the single macrogamete, that is non-flagellate and non-motile. And the formation of macrogamete is a simple maturation process where macrogametocyte undergoes meiotic division, forming macrogamete and 3 polar bodies, that is polocytes. And the formation of microgamete is again a complex process because it has X flagellation also. And the microgametes undergo meiotic divisions following by mitotic division, forming haploid nuclei. And these microgametocytes undergo X flagellation process in the midgut of the mosquito. Here the nucleus of the microgametocytes divides to form 6 to 8 daughter nuclei, and the first division is meiotic, as I told earlier. And these nuclei move to the periphery along with cytoplasm, forming the flagella-like structure. And thus 6 to 8 flagella like male gametes are formed from each microgametocytes. The elongated structure are called microgametes or sperms. And the movement of the flagella causes the gametes to separate and move actively in the stomach of mosquito in search of female gametes. And the macrogametocytes undergo some reorganization and become female gametes or macrogametes or megagametes, which are non-motile and develops a cytoplasmic projection called cone of reception or fertilization cone on one side. Then the microgamete penetrates into macrogamete through the cone of reception, and the fertilization takes place known as syngamy. This is the syngamy stage. And it occurs in the gut cavity of mosquito. A complete fusion of nuclei and cytoplasm of the two gametes occurs, resulting in the formation of diploid, zygote or syncytium. Okay, then the zygote form in the stomach of the mosquito about 9 to 10 days after the blood meal. Okay, then coming to the sporogony portion, here after fertilization the zygote remains rounded and non-motile for some time, then it becomes elongated and vermiform known as ukinate. And ukinate is motile and has a pointed end, and it penetrates the wall of the stomach with the help of their lytic secretion, lysis করে দেয়. It settles into the inner portion of the stomach wall, and then the ukinate changes its shape and take nutrition from the wall of the stomach, and this stage is also called sporont stage or oocyst stage. And Ocinates generally fail to penetrate the stomach wall, pass out from mosquito body with their fecal matters. And in sporogony, it is also called the phase of asexual multiplication, where the formation of sporozoites from the zygote takes place by asexual multiple fission. The oocyst matures and develops, and the nucleus of the oocyst divides first by meiosis and then by mitosis, forming large number of haploid nuclei, and forms the sporozoites, forming cell known as sporoblasts. Then these sporoblasts again multiply, and cytoplasm get constricted around them. Therefore, each oocyst fills with numerous sporozoites and give pressure to the oocyst, and due to this pressure the oocyst burst or rupture, and thousands of sporozoites are released in the body cavity of the mosquito. Here body cavity is the hemocoel, and these sporozoites are very active and motile. Then they reach to the salivary gland of the mosquito. Then the sporozoites are ready to infect any healthy person after each bite. So when the infected mosquito bites a human healthy person, thousands of sporozoites directly injects into his blood along with the saliva of the mosquito. Okay, then it's the diagrammatic representation of the intercorporal phase and extracorporal phase. Then coming to the transmission part, naturally malaria is induced by sporozoite and infection is transmitted by the vector mosquito. Here trophozoite or merozoite induce the malaria infection of blood, malaria, that is the infection of blood from a malarial patient containing asexual forms of erythrocytic schizogony, generally induce the malaria in men. And transfusion of malaria takes place by the transfusion of infected donor's blood, and transmission also occurs by the drug addicts also, who is suffering from malaria, or who are suffering from malaria, where shared syringe in which one of them is infected. একজন ইনফেক্টেড যদি ড্রাগ এডিক্ট যারা আছেন, যারা সিরিঞ্জ দিয়ে এসে করছে, এদের মধ্যে যদি কেউ ইনফেক্টেড হয়, তাহলে সেম সিরিঞ্জ যখন দুজন তিনজন শেয়ার করবে, তখন প্রত্যেকের মধ্যে ব্লাডটা ছড়িয়ে পড়ার চান্সেস থেকে যাচ্ছে। কারণ সিরিজ একটা ঢুকিয়ে বের করলে ওর ভেতর থেকে কিছুটা রক্তও সাথে বেরিয়ে আসে। And then congenital malaria, which is very rare and which is generally from the mother to the fetus. Coming to the pathogenesis part, here incubation period of Plasmodium vivax is normally 10 to 14 days. And the typical clinical feature consists of the febrile paroxysm, anemia and splenomegaly. Now see the malaria transmission cycle. In human, exoerythrocytic or hepatic cycle, where sporozoites infect liver cells and develop into seasons which release merozoites into the blood. Then dormant liver stages, hypnozoites. Then the erythrocytic cycle, where merozoites infect the red blood cell to form the seasons, and some merozoites differentiate into male or female gametocyte. Then directly to the parasite which undergoes sexual reproduction in the mosquito, and the parasites mature in mosquito midgut and migrate into the salivary glands, where sporozoites injected into the human host during the blood meal from the salivary gland of the mosquito. Here in pathogenesis portion, see exoerythrocytic tissue phase as a very important role. Here blood is infected with sporozoites about 30 minutes after the mosquito bite, and the sporozoites are eaten by macrophages or enter into the liver parenchyma cells, where they multiply. And in pre-erythrocytic schizogeny, Plasmodium vivax sporozoites form parasites in the liver called the hypnozoites. Then the pre-erythrocytic schizogeny takes 6 to 16 days post-infection, where seasons rupture, release merozoites which invade the RBC in the liver, and the Plasmodium vivax hypnozoites remain dormant for months, which produce the relapsing malaria, and they develop and undergoes pre-erythrocytic sporogeny. Then coming to the erythrocytic phase, here pre-patent period, which is the interval between the date of infection and the detection of the parasite in the peripheral blood. Then the incubation period, which is the time between the infection and the first appearance of the clinical symptom. Then the merozoites from liver invade the peripheral RBC and develop, causing changes in the RBC. And then in the RBC, the trophozoites are early stages with rings. Then segmentation, then the trophozoite nucleus and cytoplasm divide, forming the seasoned. Then the segmentation of seasoned that forms merozoites. Then the schizogony complete when the season ruptures, releasing merozoites into bloodstream, causing the fever. Then the merozoite invade other RBCs and schizogony is repeated. And the parasite density increases until the host's immune response slows it down. যতক্ষণ অবধি হোস্টের ইমিউন রেসপন্স শক্ত না হবে ততক্ষণ অবধি প্যারাসাইটের ডেন্সিটি বাড়তেই থাকবে। Then metazoites develop into gametocytes, and the sexual forms of the which are the sexual forms of the parasite. Then schizogenic periodicity and the fever patterns. Here, schizogenic periodicity is length of asexual erythrocytic phase, that is 48 hours in Plasmodium vivax, which causes tertiary malaria. Initially, may not see the characteristic fever pattern if schizogeny is not synchronous. With synchrony, the periods of fever or febrile paroxysm assume a more definite 3-day pattern. 3 দিন পর পর একটা অল্টারনেশন হয়। তারপরে আসছে এই ফিভারের ক্ষেত্রে 3টা স্টেজেস আছে। একটা হচ্ছে কোল্ড স্টেজ, দেন দ্য হট স্টেজ, দেন দ্য সোয়েটিং স্টেজ। কোল্ড স্টেজে কি হয়, যখন সিমটম দেখা দেয় তখন কোল্ড স্টেজে কি হয়, দ্য পেশেন্ট generally feels intense cold with vigorous shivering, which lasts for 15 to 60 minutes. Then coming to the hot stage, here the patient feels intense heat and dry burning skin, throbbing headache that lasts for 2 to 6 hours. Then the sweating stage, where profuse sweating takes place with declining temperature, then exhausted, weak, and feels sleepy, which lasts for 2 to 4 hours. This was about the pathogenesis. And coming to the treatment portion, we have the most known medicine of these days, that is chloroquine, where active ingredient is 4-aminoquinolone. Then the primaquine, then quinine, then artemisinin, which is also a important drug for present day research regarding the corona and all. Then coming to the prevention part, যদি হয়ে যায় তখন আমার ট্রিটমেন্টের প্রয়োজন পড়বে, আদারওয়াইজ everyone will go for the prevention, that is mosquito control. Here we have 3 segments. 1, to stop the mosquitoes from breeding. The next, to stop mosquitoes from biting, and to stop mosquitoes from entering the house. We can stop mosquito breeding by eliminating the breeding places, then by distracting the adult then by destroying the adult mosquitoes by traps, spraying and sterilization, and elimination of breeding places by proper drainage, oil screens, larvicidal chemicals. Then we can stop the biting of the mosquitoes by using mosquito nets, beds, sprays, then closing the doors, windows, then by using the larvicidal mosquitoes, larvicidal fishes, then by using coils and putting full sleeve clothes. Then we can also control the mosquito movement into the house by planting some mosquito repellent plants like lavender, lemongrass, basil, rosemary, rosemary, and then many others. So with all these, we have came to an end of this whole topic, though it's a big topic and it is quite difficult to continue at a stress. But as we have now this condition around us, this corona condition, so we have to do like this, we have to do classes like this. That's why I have tried to complete this in a single class. Hope it will work for all of you. And with this, a big thank you. That's all.